Hey, my friends. I want to talk to you today about God is not a God of timing. And when I say that, I'm speaking from a standpoint when we get a like a purpose. Well, let's say when the purpose starts stirring up, when it starts waking up in us, and we start thinking about it over and over again. We'll tend to write it down because we want to make sense of it, get a visual standpoint of it, as they say, write it down and make it plain. And sometimes, we are writing from a human aspect because this is a download from heaven. And so we write it down from our human standpoint as much as we figure out, okay, how this thing's supposed to work. Sometimes when we're writing it down, it does make sense. Sometimes for some of us, we're not even qualified for this carrying on God has given us, and sometimes it just don't make any kind of sense. What I'm speaking about, or what has been kind of going in my spirit, is that a lot of the time for ladies, when we get 40, 50, and 60, we will go back because God has probably given us to us when we was, 10 years back, 20 years back, sometimes 30 years back. And we like life happened and we didn't do it, or we didn't accomplish it, or we didn't make it happen. The mission was impossible. But let me tell you, I was riding this morning and it just fell on my spirit that the way that we wrote it down, the way that we thought it in our mind, that was just the waking up of the calling. It did not mean that it was going to happen, next week, next month, in that year. God just woke it up at that particular time so you could identify, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is going to be my purpose. This is going to be my calling. But it didn't mean that it was going to happen right then and there. Once you identified that you were appointed to that task, then it was, your application or whatever was pushed off and say, okay, now she's going into training, because now you have to be equipped to be able to hold such a task. Because I did say most of us look at it and be like, I'm not even trained for this. So now he has to prepare you for this. And then sometimes we be like, we feel like we're ready, but we're not. Because he has to send us through a of being compassionate, being humble, being able to discern, being able to hear and listen. And if you don't have those things, you're not going to be able to walk into that responsibility, because you're going to be walking from a standpoint of, I got this. And no, you do not got this, because it's about God guiding you through your calling and your purpose. If he sets you out before the timing, you're going to mess everything up. It's just not going to flow right. So what I'm saying is that, to my ladies, that you got a purpose, you was given a task, you was given a calling, and it woke up, and I'm saying 10 to 15, 20 years back, and you feel like I have not done it. And some of us go into like almost hiding. We go into hiding. It's like, I was supposed to do this, and oh Lord. No, sis. You've been in training. And I know we hear it all the time, but I mean, I wanted to say this with so much love in my heart. I'm trying to. You are not late. You have been in training. And when I say God is not a God of timing, he was only getting you prepared. When you wrote that thing down on your paper, you saw it in one vision, but God had to prepare you to get you ready to hold it. So now it looks different, because you're a different person than you was 20 years back. God is not a God of timing. He just wants you to arrive. Take that purpose, that calling, that task, that mission, whatever he gave you, you pick it back up and you ask God, where do I start? Where do I start back with this? And a lot of times we are not, when we're doing something new or we have no idea what it is, it becomes so uncomfortable, it becomes fearful. Start small. Take just a little bit. Whatever you need to do of that thing, take just a little bit. What he gave me 20 years back to what I was supposed to be doing, it has totally changed. I see all the components, how they fit all together, but they have changed. I want you to arrive to where God is calling you to, and not just let it sit up on that shelf and nobody knows about it. The book you want to write, the songs that you sing, the poetry that you write, the designs that you love designing, the recipes that you got hidden in a book somewhere, the stories that you have, the challenges and the trials that you came through that are beautiful stories and testimonies that can help somebody else. The gifts that you do just for your friends and family, and you like, that's just something I do. These things that we have, but yet we don't act on them because we think we're late, and we feel like if I face him now, I'll be scolded. Mm-mm. God time does not work like our time, and you a whole different person if this thing came across your eyes today. Let me tell you, you do not need another sign no more than this. I tell you, if somebody came across my algorithm, I saw this, I would have to take the time to just kind of shed the tear to know that God still, the plan, the purpose, the calling that he gave to me, and here 20 and 30 years have passed and he's telling me that I'm not late. Oh, oh my goodness. It would touch my heart in a place knowing that I'm not late, that I am still on the journey to arriving. And all God wants you to do is to get there and just say, I am here. I'm not perfect. It don't look the way that I initially wrote it on my paper, but I want God to know that I am here. And that's all he wants. Blessings. Love you.